such sights to show you. You solved the box. We came. Now you must come with us. Taste our pleasures. Oh, no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
Hello, good evening. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from somewhere in America.
Could be Liberty City, could be Vice City, could possibly be San Andreas. We never know.
You don't know. We could be anywhere. We are anywhere. We are everywhere. Good evening, folks. It's that time once again. It's time to say, HYGS Show. With me, as ever, is the Queen of Evil, the screamingest, the meaningest demon in all the world. It is Miss Violet Impulse. Hello, dear.
Hello, my sweet tortured souls. Hope everybody is well. You'll have to excuse, I do have a slight sore throat today. Don't you dare.
Sid.
No,
Sorry.
no.
My problem, I'll deal with it.
Yes, keep Sid in his box. Not Tuesday yet. He only comes out on Tuesdays.
Sid's in everyone's box.
Sid.
Box.
Continue.
Money. Vagina. All right, Sid, that's enough. Anyway, yes. So tonight, we thought we'd have a bit of a grand finale on our grand exit, because it is the last episode of Series 2.
It is. This is our 15th episode of our second season, and we thought 15 is a good number to end a season on each season. So we're going to take a short break after this episode for about 2 months, but we'll be back with a third season and hopefully a slightly upgraded look to the show.
Mm-hmm.
By that, I mean like new intro and outros. That's about it.
Yeah, that's fun.
It'll be the same camera, same work, the same microphone,
So we're not
same crappy
increasing
masks. It'll still be the same shit show, just with a new lick of paint. You can polish a turd, but it's still a fucking turd.
lick. Sid.
Yes. And speaking of polishing turds, let's do some shout outs.
Why not?
Right. I have some shout outs for Matt Rose for his comments on the Batman episode. Said, for me, you killed it with the intro. 89 Batman theme, just amazing. Thank you, honey. As I said to you in my reply on the comments, when it comes to picking which one to use, the 66 Batman or the 89 Batman, during the editing, I tried both. I tried both out and see what worked. And they both work just as well as each other. So I went with 89 Batman because, as I said, Keaton's my Batman. So
I didn't know which thing you used because I don't watch these things.
Yes, Guy doesn't watch these back, everybody. Boo him. Boo this man. In the comments, please, everyone boo this man.
I have no fucking inclination to watch myself babbling on my old shite that I normally do with dodgy impressions.
Okay, then. We also have to give a shout out to the Ginger Ninja JK for your.
Hey, JK.
When we were on about Affleck. James Affleck. Yo, Affleck, you the bombing Batman v Superman. He's on about a Jane Silent Bob quote there. Thank you, Ginger Ninja. You've been supporting the channel for quite a while now. Dropping some comments in previous videos. We are trying to get more on top of shout outs and replying to comments.
Yes, we are.
Things like that. But, you know, we can't reply to things if people don't comment. So keep commenting, keep replying. It works. You know, it's funny how communication works, isn't it?
Make a comment, get a shout out.
Exactly. And leaving a comment don't cost nothing. Unless you're up for selling your soul, then I'm looking to purchase.
Jesus. Mine's worth about $2.50.
And a pack of Embassy.
Embassy? I've not made of money. That's like roll-ups.
And as always, a shout out to one of our biggest supporters over at the Retro Movie Zone, Mr. Tony Harris, in brackets here, possibly Pertwee.
Tony Pertwee.
Yes, Tony Pertwee.
Responsive.
Kill us for this one. He's going to kill us for this one on Facebook.
Fuck him. He loves it.
But
Come
yeah,
at me, Tone.
big shout out to Tony Harris, who mentioned us over on his channel and showed us his lovely big Batman box set.
I wondered where you were going with that.
I could have just said big box set, but you know, I went with Batman.
Shiny and huge.
And anyway,
resplendent.
moving swiftly on, I believe Guy wants to have a quick little chat about a certain This Is the Way show.
This is the way. Have you seen series 3 yet?
Confession
time again, ladies and gentlemen.
Confession time. I've not even started season 2 yet, but I have explained this before. I'm not naming names, but they have been on this show at least once. Lee was talking about it when season 2 was airing over a party chat, and a lot of season 2 got spoiled. So when I saw certain characters pop up when they were in these life and death situations, I was like, well, I know you make it to season 2, so I don't care. I don't care what happens to this character, and my investment in the show went poof, gone. So I've not caught up with it yet.
Well, folks, it's come earlier in the episode than I would have thought it would have been. But here we are again. Once again, we are saying, silly demon.
I'm a naughty girl. I know. You'll spank me for it later. I know.
No, I'm not going to spank you there. You enjoyed too much time. No.
Oh.
No.
Anyway, what do you like to say about Mandalorian? Come on. We are trying to be topical here a little bit.
It's bloody brilliant. A lot of people have been shitting on season 3. They're wrong. It's bloody great. And everyone's more money. Well, Mandalorian's, Mando's not the main character anymore. Yeah, we get to see other parts of the Star Wars bloody universe. It's great, for God's sake.
Yeah. I mean, I will admit, from what I've been hearing with the ups and downs of it, whatever, it goes back to that old saying that we've used on this show many occasions. Shit content that expands the universe is better than no fucking content.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because if you expand it into something, just mention one little thing and then somebody else picks that chunk up and runs with it and makes something fantastic out of it, like The Mandalorian did with season 1. You know, they took this one little thing from the Star Wars universe and boom.
Yeah.
Right? If other things springboard off of these shows, yay.
Exactly.
Keep fucking doing it. So
have you seen the Ahsoka trailer?
Well, whether you love it or hate it, or you've got no real interest in it. Either way, it's more content for a franchise that is ever expanding.
Yes.
So why not just support it for what it is? Whether you don't like love it, think, oh, I would have done that bit differently. Well, you're not the director, you're not the writer. You're a guy on his couch clicking through fucking Disney Plus. And
then guess what? The episode that dropped Wednesday, everyone has gone, oh my God, fucking brilliant. So,
exactly.
If you don't like a thing,
all of the people all of the time, but you can please some of the people all of the time. There you go.
Because it was very fan service, this last episode. So, come on, people. Pick a fucking lane. I'll keep having to say this. Pick a lane. And on that note, let's move on.
On to Grand Theft Auto.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going back in time to 1997. Because that is when it was first bloody released.
Yes, it was. I was knee-high to a Carfax demon.
I was taller. And older. So, right then, how did you first get in touch with Grand Theft?
Oh, I think it's much like it was with Mortal Kombat. I think there's a couple of little sources I can really pinpoint. I mean, obviously, I played it first time around on the original PlayStation, the PS1, or for you Americans, they called it the PSX for some reason. Whatever. But the original PlayStation, Grand Theft Auto, yes, that is where I played it. But
Me too.
for me, it was one of those things. It sort of was like, I don't know, playground whispers. Like,
Mm.
oh, you heard about this game called Grand Theft Auto? You get to run around, shoot coppers, and drive cars, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, not heard of that. And then, of course, Video Shop has it in as a rental. It's got the big 18 sticker on it. I am nowhere near old enough to rent this game, so I go, nudge, nudge, mom. Got it on the sly and fell in love with it.
Mm.
Absolutely fell in love with just the sheer amount of freedom to do whatever you wanted.
Well, this is the
Mass
thing.
anarchy.
Yeah. This is the first time we've had open world.
Yeah, to a certain extent, yeah. I mean, we'd had like RTS games where they had like a map size, but
Mm.
you can't consider that open world because it was a
Yeah.
backdrop. That's all it was. So yeah, like you said, this was the first time we had like you could get out and move around on foot. You could jump in cars. You could steal other cars.
Mm.
It was for the anarchist in all of us. It was like a game where you can do literally whatever you want. You don't
Mm.
have to run and save a princess. You want to not be a copper bringing down the bad guys. You want to be the bad guy taking down the coppers. Here you go.
Exactly.
Yeah. And funnily enough, it actually just started life as a game called Race and Chase.
Yes, it did.
But then they realized that it was more fun when the cops went, due to a programming error, went absolutely ballistic and tried to like lethally take you down.
Mm.
That was the more fun part of the game. So it got reworked, and now we have.
So yeah, it's same for me. So for me, it's actually the first game that I bought for my spanky new PS1 back in the day.
Mm.
Yes, along with
Birthday
30.
present to oneself, or
Yeah. I was at the time I was living in Bradford, and I thought PS1. Everyone keeps on about it. Everyone keeps on about it. All right, fuck it, let's get one now.
mm-hmm.
Let's have a look at the fuss. And yeah, oh god, needless to say, hooked.
Oh, definitely,
I
definitely.
have owned every title
Yeah.
apart from Chinatown Wars.
Yes, I was about to say that's the only one that I've never played.
Mm.
Not only not owned, it's one that I've not owned, not played.
No.
But I have a couple of visual aids, but we'll get to that. We'll go through the series
Yes.
game by game. The general premise of the first game was really just go to payphones, take little jobs, drive
Yeah.
around, and do that. But most kids of my age playing it, and even most adults playing it, just went around causing absolute chaos. But
Same.
there was a mission base to it. There was missions you could do, but
Mm.
I think many people played that. It wasn't until the second one which upgraded the engine.
Mm.
We had slightly better graphics, all that kind of stuff. Radio stations were, I think, first implemented properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had I think this was a quirky little thing as well, which I hope comes back at some point, but it's kind of gone the way of the dinosaur to a certain extent. The game mechanic of working for one gang affected your reputation with the other.
Yeah.
There's three main gangs. So like if you worked for one, it pissed off the other two. But if you worked off for the one in the middle, it only pissed off one of the other one. So it was like always a balancing act of who you could do missions for. And
Yeah.
it was okay for what it was. It wasn't great. Oh, we do have to do tangent.
Tangent
Remember
things.
tangent alerts, everyone.
Graphic.
You play GTA London 1969.
Yes.
I fucking loved that expansion.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
It was so it was like watching one of them old British gangster movies.
Yeah.
It really, really was. It captured that flavor. But then again, the team that originally created Grand Theft Auto was a British-based company. So
Yeah, indeed.
they parodied America. They might as well do it to themselves. Self-deprecating.
Yeah, too right.
We are fans of that over here. What were your thoughts on GTA 2 then?
I did like it. I must admit, it was again. It's like you say, graphic upgrade, radio's playing, fucking great. I mean, Jesus.
And that taser weapon you got right near the end of
Oh
the game,
God, yeah.
you just held the button down and anything on the screen just dies. The ultimate in overkill weaponry. Like if you had the cheat code to unlock that at the beginning of the game, you could finish it in like an hour.
Yeah,
You really could.
yeah. But where's the fun?
Oh yeah, exactly, exactly.
Mm.
But then there was quite a bit of a gap, wasn't there? About
Yeah, there
6 year
was.
gap.
No, it wasn't that long. I think it was 2 years.
Have a look, double check it.
We,
Oh, 2 year gap. Sorry, there was a 2 year gap.
ooh, was I correct?
I think you were. Yes, 2 year gap.
Yeah.
And in that 2 year gap, we got
Victory sip.
Grand Theft Auto 3.
Game changer. Game changer fun.
Literally, and I mean this like industry wide
Oh my
game changer.
God.
This was like, this became the absolute reason to own a PlayStation 2 in
Mm.
2001. Like, if you knew someone who had a PS2 with this game, you were spending the weekend.
That game is why I got a PS2.
Same, exactly the same. So, but I'm very thankful to still have a copy of it. And
Hey, lucky bitch.
it may not have the map, but it does have the little instruction booklet with it still.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And like you said, absolute fucking game changer, wasn't it? Like,
The difference in just going 3D.
yeah, yeah. I mean, okay, Driver 2,
Mm.
sidestep here, had tried it in the second game. You could get out on foot and go around, and but Driver
Not
was a
to
very
this
different
extent.
beast. Driver was a very
Mm.
different beast to Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto was all about like being on foot, being a criminal, causing chaos, whereas Driver was about the cars.
Yeah,
So we may cover that in a future episode in the next season.
mm.
Driver that kind of started great, but
Oh,
drove off a cliff. It Thelma and Louised it.
oh, it did.
But yeah, Grand Theft Auto 3, the fond memories I have of going around to friends and having
Yeah.
a drink, having a smoke,
Hmm.
having pizza night.
Well, this is the thing that these games brought. It's the social aspect.
Yeah, taking it in turns, like
Mm.
you die, you pass the pad on to the next person.
Yep.
We always did that, you know. So it was like you said, it was the social aspect of it. The storyline was sort of there. You were a mute protagonist.
Yeah.
You helped some guy you got betrayed at the beginning of the game by someone during a bank heist, and you work for the mob to get kind of revenge, but the guy doesn't really seem to care about getting revenge by the end of it. He's just kind of there like, whatever.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
I
But
think that would be my only sort of complaint is the mute protagonist, but
yeah,
let's
yeah.
fucking face it, they've made up for that since.
Oh, hell to the fucking yes, they did. And I suppose that very neatly brings us on to the next game in the series,
Oh,
Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Now, this took what this did, and
yeah.
it final tapped it, and it turned it up to fucking 11. It was dripping, and I mean oozing at the seams with as much 80s cheese as you could
Hmm.
fit onto a compact fucking disc. The music, the neon lights, the cars, the fashion, everything is there.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, I grew up loving a show called Miami Vice. Now, all you kiddies out there may not remember this. Some of you will.
I,
But if you like Miami Vice, then Vice City was just the bomb.
yeah, yeah, it really, really, really was. And some of the references in like, there's a cab company
Mm,
in there called Kaufman's Cabs.
yep.
It's like, what? But yeah, speaking of voice talent, voice protagonist this time with the brilliant and sorely missed,
Yes.
dearly departed Ray Liotta as
Right.
Tommy Vercetti, who
Yeah.
for me, this is kind of a little odd story. Although my parents around me had watched things like Casino and Goodfellas and things like that, films that Ray Liotta had been in,
Mm.
not really being into that kind of thing at that age. I was like, you know,
Yeah.
under six, not really
Yeah.
paying attention to what's on the TV. So I didn't know who this person was. And I discovered who he was through Vice City.
That's it.
So then when I started seeing him in films, I was like, that's the guy who does the voice in GTA. And like, no, people were like, no, 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 no. That's Ray Liotta. Like,
Mm.
just recognize him for that.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, but fun little fact.
Mm. This was the start of my Vice City time,
Mm,
where every time there'd be a new Vice City, I would book time off work. This was before I was having a child.
hmm
So my wife, who was then my girlfriend, would dutifully trot out to work. I had the week off. I had the new Vice City game. I had the new Grand Theft Auto game.
Yeah.
That was it. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
And she came home to me sitting in the same chair with an ashtray piled up there.
Yeah, yeah. I remember those days when I was supposed to be doing like college coursework and stuff. I was like, oh, I'll do like 2 or 3 missions.
Fuck that.
I'll do 2 or 3 missions. 6 hours later, I'm in the same spot. So, but the longest one though is the next game in the franchise, San Andreas. My longest session on that was with one of my friends who was at college with at the time. We were living together at the time, just
Mm.
friends. It was like a Joey and Chandler kind of thing
Mm.
without the subtext. Just pissed off all the Friends fans out there. Oops.
Oh,
Anyway,
well, we're doing an episode on that, is it?
oh no. But yeah, we did a 22-hour session.
Nice.
Bought it the day it come out, right? He'd not long finished his night shift, bought it from Tesco of all places on the way home from work,
Mm.
put it in, and we just sat there on the sofa, 22 hours solid, blitzed the entire game, completed it, maxed out all the weapon stats, everything. We were like,
Nice.
we should probably go and get some sunshine now.
Get
And then we went down the pub.
in. Get in.
Isn't it? But then, yeah, I suppose we just mentioned it. Let's talk about San Andreas. Again,
Welcome.
upping the ante.
Just a bit. Just a bit.
Map size alone.
Yes.
And no loading screens between sections as well on a PS2.
I know that they really just
Pushed
tweaked
that
it.
little console to its
Mm.
limit. Like it was a dual layered disc. It was, it was a thicker disc.
Mm. Yes, it was.
It did burn out a lot of PS2s. One of mine burnt out playing through it because I played it so much. So
Yeah,
is a
same.
warning with San Andreas. It can destroy your PS2 after about 5 years of hardcore sessioning. But when they ported it over to the Xbox, that issue was alleviated somewhat. No, the original ports on the OG Xbox, where they just upped the graphics, it did cut down on frame rate issues and things like that. So one thing I will say between the two versions, but PS2 was the OG, and that game again just took what was great about Vice City. It took it forward a few years. It took it into the 90s, took it into the LA hip hop gang war scene.
Yeah.
Again, from Vice City onwards, we're getting very good consistent storylines as well. We kind of forgot to mention.
Oh yeah, we should mention that actually.
Yeah, sorry, we'll jump back. I got ahead of myself.
Vice City
story.
Yeah, they're great stories.
Yeah.
Never mind just the random acts of violence and just tossing around.
Oh yeah,
The missions are great.
I do like in early in Vice City, there's a mission that kind of mirrors Scarface. We have to chase someone with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's missions that make
It's not.
references to things like that as well, like tip of the hat to stuff that happened in the 80s.
Yeah.
So, I do the storyline though, it's Tommy Vercetti gets screwed over by the mob.
Yes.
But if you actually watch carefully, the beginning cutscene, on the table is a big pile of drugs and a big pile of money. Basically, the mob are the ones who screwed him and then want him to earn enough money and whatnot to pay them back.
Yeah.
So it's like if you read Glide, you see the plot twist for the end of the game coming. But
yeah,
and spoiler warning there. Sorry, if you've not played a 20-odd-year-old game at this point.
Yeah. Let's face it, anyone who's watching this has probably played the hell out of all of them.
Oh yeah. Oh, and Gary Busey as One-Armed Phil.
Yes.
Talking of cast people in that game, I completely forgot he was in it. And Brain Flash, a very, very early, very, very young Danny Dyer is in Grand Theft
Oh,
Auto
yeah,
Vice
Ken
City.
Paul.
Yeah.
Ken Paul. Fucking Ken Paul, isn't it?
Yeah. You nutter.
Big shout out to Love Fist. Brilliant band.
Yeah. Love Fist do actually make a cameo in Grand Theft Auto Online.
Yeah.
There's a mission when you have to go and beat up someone in a bar and it's someone from Love Fist. Have to knock their tooth out or something.
Jeff Torrance.
So,
yeah, there is always little callback. In every game, there is a callback to the previous game.
Yes, little wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Mm.
Like in San Andreas, the guy from you play as in number 3 shows up.
Mm.
So like there's that little pass.
Yeah.
Kind of, because Tommy didn't show up in any of the other ones.
No, but it's there, isn't
it? Yeah.
There's always mentions. There's always little mentions.
I must admit, I do like how kind of world building against the 3D era, especially because that's what people kind of refer to number 3 Vice City and San Andreas as
the
3D era. I think the one thing that kind of is very nicely done is even though they're set at different time periods, you can see like businesses and companies that span the different games. Even if it's just something as simple as like a delivery company, you'll see one of their vans in like Vice City, but you'll also see it in the 3rd game. And I get it.
Yeah.
It's a video game. They're just reusing assets. I get it. But
but it's nice.
It connects everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. It's nice little
Redwood cigarettes.
Yeah, exactly. It's little things like that. And what's the beer? Pish lager.
Pibswasser.
Yeah, it's things like that. It ties it all together, which is a nice little thing. So,
yeah. But yeah, we ought to get on to San Andreas.
Yes, San Andreas again. Storyline absolutely fucking amazing.
Yes, again another week off work. Again another week off work.
Oh yeah, 22-hour session for me the day it came out, definitely. But we definitely got to address like the best part of it. Samuel motherfucking Jackson as Officer Frank Tenpenny. And Sean Bean as his
yes. No, was it Chris Penn? No, it was Chris Penn.
Chris Penn, that was it, sorry, yeah. We get those names confused. They sound similar. My dyslexia kicks in. It's not my fault. My brain broke. My brain broke. Leave me alone.
Bean Penn.
Anyway, whoever, yeah.
Bean. Yeah. Flick the bean.
Oh, and the truth. Oh God, what was it? Peter Fonda voicing the truth. That put a fucking smile on my face.
Oh shit, yeah.
And that mission where you have to burn the field.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what, right? It took me 2 playthroughs of doing that mission, like failing it a couple of times, to realize that as you're burning it, your screen starts to do this.
Yeah, because you're fucked.
I didn't notice that.
Really
didn't notice that at all, did you? Not that I ever did that.
No.
I'm a good little girl, really. I'm a good teacher.
Bollocks.
No. Anyway, San Andreas, yes. Again, large map.
Oh my god, yeah. You thought the
Uh,
Vice City map was big, then you got the San Andreas map, and you just went,
oh yeah, I remember again when I was living with my friend in college, we used to do this thing whenever we had a free night, we'd put on GTA and we'd set little challenges for each other, like set a marker on the map and
mm,
you've got to get there however you can. The only rule is you can't fly or use a boat.
yeah,
So it's like get there, if you can kind of thing. And one night we decided to time how long on a motorbike it would go around because there was like a big road that went around the
yeah,
entire outside of the island, like the map.
mm,
So we timed how long it would actually take to get all the way around it. And it was something like 34 minutes
yeah,
to get just around the outside of the edge of the map. And okay, that sounds big now, but you look at the other games in the series, they're
yeah,
even bigger.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like,
This is a
wow.
world.
Yeah. And that all that, like we said earlier, on a PS2 disc, that was for
Mm.
its time, we were blown away.
It was flabbergasting. It really was.
And the graphics were a lot better. Not a
Mm.
massive improvement, but
No, no,
improved
it's still
enough.
better. Mm.
I've always made this argument with San Andreas. I think they improved the graphics enough for the size of the world. I think if they tried to up the graphics
Mm.
anymore, the map itself would have had to have been a bit smaller to
Yeah.
accommodate the balance between the two. Nowadays,
Well,
you
yeah,
got
fucking now. Yeah.
yeah, but for its time, that was like mind
Yeah.
type shit. Love that game. Love the leveling up system, the RPG elements that they introduced.
Mm. Yeah.
Um, your body weight like determines your stamina and things like that.
Mm. Yeah.
Like those were lovely little touches, and I love the game for it.
Mm.
If I could
Yeah.
get a
'Cause it,
copy, if I could get a copy of it, I'd still be playing it now.
mm.
Not the definitive edition, because to me, I will not play those. Not the state they launched in. I'm like, you took a beautiful corpse and you pissed on it. What?
Mm.
What?
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's the only other game I've not had.
It's the definitive edition.
Yeah.
I played San Andreas, the definitive edition, because they had it on Games Pass when it first launched.
Mm.
So I played it with all the rain problems that were reported and everything, and it literally like you could not play it. There was a bridge. You know, you'll probably remember this part. You know, you got to do the back road country racing to
Yeah.
advance the story.
Mm.
There's one bit where there's a bridge that goes over a river. Well, in the definitive edition, the bridge is invisible.
Yeah.
So you're hurtling down this roadway, and there's a gap, and there's no bridge. So your brain, your survival instinct kicks in, so you stop. But then you hit nothing and go flying in the air, and you're like, "What?
Mm.
What?" Like it really was that bad. So it did sully the name a little bit. But if you can play the originals as they were meant to be played,
Yeah. That's the way.
do it. Fucking do it.
What else was? Oh, it was I think there was a better spread of weapons.
Weapons. Oh yes. Well, I mean, over the three games, you definitely got a varying choice. It was your standard
Mm.
fare: pistol, shotgun, machine gun, sniper rifle, rocket launcher, grenades,
Mm.
molotovs. In the third one, it was very bare
Yeah.
bones.
Mm.
Vice City definitely introduced more variation because you can have like there was like a pistol, but then there was like three different types of pistol.
Yeah, there's the three tiers.
Yeah, so it's like you could have like a normal 9mm, what was it, a Magnum,
Yeah.
like a Desert Eagle or something like that. Melee weapons, you could have a knife, a police club, a katana, a chainsaw,
Mm.
this
Golf club.
golf club. Yeah, I love the golf club, especially if someone's lying down
Yeah.
and you hit him and he actually looks like he's trying to tee up. Yeah, look at that noise.
Yeah.
Oh, and Vice City was also the game that first introduced the minigun.
Mm.
That thing. Oh my God. If you got hold of that and you were like a 6-star wanted level,
Mm.
We thought the
Painless.
rocket launcher was the be all and end all of any fucking kind of situation. Nah, nah, fucking nah.
Especially for young Predator fans like us. Time to get old Painless out the bag.
Yeah, it was getting old Painless out. Definitely. Fucking definitely. Oh, again, voice cast popping up in my head. James Woods
Yes, good old James
is
Woods.
the CIA double agent-y, possibly triple agent-y kind of guy.
Yeah. There's a good lot of rappers in there as well doing their
Oh
voices.
yeah.
So,
Ice-T was in there. He played Mad Dog.
yes. Oh, my dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the time, that it was the best.
I will say this about San Andreas. It did definitely give me a newer appreciation for that kind of rap music.
Mm.
Like, I grew up through the 90s and rap really wasn't my kind of thing. It wasn't a music I was really interested in. All right.
Mm.
But then after playing something like San Andreas and you see the
Mm.
characters and they've always got the music on them. When you jump in their cars, it's the first thing on the radio. And if you're just cruising around, clicking through the radio stations, you end up listening to some of it. I actually kind of like some of it.
Mm.
So, it opened the door slightly there for me.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like V-Rock on Vice City.
Oh, fucking, I love V-Rock with Laszlo.
Yes.
Running joke of the Grand Theft Auto series.
Oh, bless him, Laszlo.
I know, especially in GTA 5. Oh, poor Laszlo gets his eyebrow pierced, gets a penis tattooed on him, gets his ponytail cut off, gets made to dance in his underwear. I mean,
Yeah.
you put him through some right hell in GTA 5. But I think at that point, he'd been in pretty much all the games
Yeah.
on the radio. So it was like, yeah, it's about time you saw
Mm.
this sad, pathetic excuse from a person get their comeuppance to a certain extent,
Axl Rose.
Yes,
Axl Rose appears in San Andreas as one of
yes,
the
he does. I forgot about that. He's on the radio. Is it K Dust?
Yeah, it's one of the Ks. Yeah.
Okay.
K does. Yes, it does.
Yes. There we
Tommy
go.
the Nightmare Smith.
Yes, that was it. Tommy the
Oh,
Nightmare.
geez.
As soon as you said it, was.
Ah,
Hello, Hendrix.
fuck's sake. Sorry, folks.
We are experiencing technical difficulties. We have a pussy on screen.
Yeah, Pussy D,
Hendrix.
wine over.
Come on,
What?
Hendrix, out the way.
Say hello.
Ow.
Okay, there you go. Sorry, folks.
Well, I think with Hendrix interrupting, that jumps us very nicely into the next one in the series because neither of us have played Chinatown Wars.
No.
Can't really talk about that. We're not really going to talk about the PSP games because they were more spin-offs that got ported here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
I have played them, but they don't catch my attention as much as the mainline ones.
you don't need to play them.
No, it's more sort of the backstories of side characters in other games.
Yeah. I've played them all because I'm a completist, but
Yeah.
we'll move on
Warning
to
for Vice City stories. The character you play as in Vice City story dies in the opening cutscene of Vice City. So don't even get invested in that character. That's why I didn't engage with the game. It's like, well, I know this guy dies. I
Yeah.
don't care what happens to him. Same as why I don't want Mando.
But let's talk about 4.
Yes. Oh. The realism jump from that almost cartoony style,
Mm.
to the very realistic graphics, very grim, very gritty. A lot of the humor got toned down quite a lot. The satire was still there, but it was more like on the radio or on the TV or advertisements in the world. It wasn't so much what the characters were saying and doing that was a parody of the world.
Yeah.
It was the world around them that was the parody.
Yeah.
Based on New York, and their Statue of Happiness is literally the Statue of Liberty holding a fucking coffee cup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the world that the characters inhabit. But Nico Bellic, I thought was a very good antagonist, a
Yeah,
protagonist, sorry. And I thought the game itself, the story that it told, was very good, very engaging.
yeah.
Apart from the hey, do you want to go bowling every 30 fucking seconds from everyone you've met in the game?
Mm.
That I put my phone in the game on fucking silent. You know.
Yeah,
But yeah, any thoughts from you on GTA 4?
yeah. Along with you, I'm fine. The story was good. I didn't like the look of it as much.
Mm. I think the
Like you
problem
say,
is it suffered very much that mid 2000s, early 360 PS3 era color palette of everything is a slight shade of either green, brown, or gray.
yeah,
And I watch a lot of stuff about video games. My daughter's really into video games, and she watches a lot of stuff on YouTube. I mean, it's not until you see this older footage of these games of how they were captured, on their original consoles, you're like, oh, I didn't realize it was that ugly. Like
yeah.
color palette wise, it's like, oh, it's a bit bland, isn't it?
Yeah, everything
Oh,
looks dirty.
yeah, yeah. It looks like it's been filmed. It looks like it's been filmed on a camera that's got the lens has been smudged up.
Mm,
Like, it's always got that. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's a great story.
The great story, and they tried out a lot of new things in that game, like
Mm,
introducing the mobile phone thing for you
yeah, the
using stuff. I thought that
yeah,
was
the
a neat little
phone,
touch. Hmm?
the phone thing of not having to fucking drive a fucking shitload of fucking journey to start again.
Yeah, you could just call a cab, hop in, back to the start of the mission point.
It's not even that. Or you could just literally start again on the phone.
Oh yeah, yeah, you could. Yeah, sorry, got confused there. But yeah, so yeah, it did take a lot of it took the franchise in a lot of new directions.
Mm,
It introduced a lot of new mechanics, the cover system and things like that.
yeah,
Introduced that, which it did definitely bring it more into that modern era. And the one thing I will say that I really did not like about it, other than the color palette, is the way that the cars felt like they were. It felt more like you were ice skating rather than driving.
yeah.
It was very slippery controls with the cars. I didn't
Mm.
wasn't keen on that, which they fixed going into number five, thankfully.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we got to talk about that. I mean, it's been going for 10 years now.
Yep, and it's getting another remaster onto the current generation of consoles, the PlayStation 5 and all the Xbox Ones is.
It's
So it's like the thing that bugs me with that is they're on about bringing out Grand Theft Auto 6.
mm,
Now, I don't know what they're doing with it. Apparently, it's going to go back to Vice City. It's going to be set in modern times. I've even heard like rumors that it's going to be episodic and all this, that, and the
mm.
other. And I'm like,
There is so many rumors, but we'll get to that later.
sorry about that, everyone. We suffered slight technical difficulties there. The internet was being a con.
Mhm. But anyway, yes. So,
Grand Theft Auto 5. Three protagonists.
love that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely love that.
Three very, very different ways to play as well, because they each had their
Mm,
little special abilities.
yep.
You had what was his name?
Trevor,
There's Trevor, Michael. I can never remember the last one.
Franklin.
Franklin. I want to call him CJ because he reminds me so much of CJ
Yeah,
from San Andreas. Every time I think of number five, I want to call him CJ. But I
yeah.
know he's not CJ. It's just he's number five to me is basically a remake of San Andreas.
Mm.
The map. It's the same map. It's the same town.
Yeah, but
It's like
Jesus Christ.
but three very different ways to play because Franklin has the slow down driving ability thing.
Mm.
Michael has the slow down shooting ability, a la Max Payne.
No, I thought that was Trevor.
No, Trevor's got the rage mode.
Oh, of course, yes, he has.
Yeah, Trevor's
Yes.
got rage mode. Michael's got the slow down, shooty,
Mm.
Max Main thing because he's a big fan of action films, so it makes him a good shooter, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't know how true that is, but okay, Rockstar, we see you, we see you. And it was also the game that introduced the online mode.
Yes. Well, actually, no. You could go online and
Yeah, but only local, only
yeah,
local.
it's very limited.
Yeah, it was very. It was like the original Red Dead Redemption. Tangent, Red Dead Redemption will get. Will
Mm.
That's going to get its own episode as well. But Tangent is the first one was like that. You could have a multiplayer mode, but it was like you and like
Oh,
a couple of friends in a certain part of the town. That was it.
mm. Oh, could we tangent the tangent?
Go on.
Go tangent alert, folks. I've never played Red Dead. Come on, get your jollies.
Where's my pen? I just need to make a note. Order more pineapples. I got a
Oh,
feeling I'm about to run out.
not again. Can we have those small EU pineapples, please?
All right, then. How about pine cones? They'll open and close when it's going to rain.
Fair enough then.
Anyway, we will do an episode on Red Dead.
How are we going to do that then?
Well, I have it on my Xbox. You'll have to come around and play it.
Oh,
I
okay.
have both of them. I have the first and second one on my Xbox.
All right.
So
Xbox
I'll open you up more
controllers.
to the underworld.
Xbox controls.
Oh, sorry.
Ooh. Idea for an episode.
Console.
PS versus X console wars.
Oh God, here we go. Okay. Season 3, we'll book that in. Season 3, the console wars. It can be after the return of the revenge of the four-part 80s trilogy that we're going to do.
Yeah, but that's a story for another day.
Foreshadowing, foreshadowing, foreshadowing. But yes, Grand Theft Auto 5, very good game. Up the
Oh,
ante.
been very good.
Right then, fucking amazing game. Brilliant gameplay.
Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic story. Trevor is an absolute fucking psychopath, but I cannot help but laugh at some of the shit that comes out of his mouth.
God, yeah.
You know, like was it about going and robbing the port, the mission when you've got to rob the port, the completely pointless like doing the crane mission thing.
Yeah.
He's on the way that the first time I heard it, I had to pause the game because I was laughing so much. He's like, "What are you looking to steal at the port?" He's like, "I don't quite know. It's like perfect pornography or a turd. You don't quite know until you fucking see it." I just burst out. I was like, "The fuck."
Trevor is my all-time favorite protagonist on all the
It
games.
fucking is. Trevor is just fucking
Trevor's
out
above.
there. He is out there. And Stephen Ogg, who voiced him, just I've seen him in other stuff, and it's like he even looks like Trevor.
Yeah, he does.
Fucking creepy.
Yeah, my mate Ash had a photo with him, and I'm just like, oh my, because it was the first time I ever saw him. And he
Yeah,
put the photo on Facebook. I'm just like, God, he actually looks like
yeah,
Trevor.
he really fucking does, doesn't he? It's quite scary.
Whoa.
I mean, I know modern like motion capturing and all that kind of stuff. They do now do that in some stuff, but it was still very jarring. Like, he looks
Shit.
like Trevor. Like,
Mm.
but yeah, amazing game, amazing graphics. It's been
The
going for
best
10 years.
story.
Hmm?
The best story.
By far the best story, especially the way it ends, where it gives you the choice of saving all three.
Yeah.
And I saved all three. I could not betray those characters by the end of it. I was like, no, I've spent like 20, 30 hours with these guys, flipping between the characters, playing the missions with them, sometimes replaying the missions as the different characters to see how it plays out differently, you know.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with the characters, each one of them, Franklin, Michael, and
Trevor.
You know, absolutely fucking fell in love with them because they all complemented each other with their little back and forth.
Yeah.
You know, the bit with Trevor where he trips over Franklin's fence and Franklin's pissing himself and
Mm,
Trevor threatens to kill him and then damn near breaks down because he tries to apologize. It's like,
yeah.
oh, Trev. But yeah, and Grand Theft Auto 5, it's still around even now. It's coming to the new consoles. If you've not played it, you're probably going to end up playing it at some point.
Yeah.
If Rockstar had their way, it'd be mandatory law that everybody in the country at least owned one copy of it.
Mm. Well, I saw a thing earlier. All games combined, they have shifted over 370 million units.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Numbers don't lie, folks.
No, and for the franchise to still be around now in 2023, and there's a new game on the horizon.
Mm,
Well, I say on the horizon, within the next 5 years, there is a new one coming.
yeah.
Rockstar have said there is a new one coming. They've shown little like teasers and stuff like that, and
Well,
it's
no, those are leaks.
well, those are leaks, but they
Rockstar themselves have shown nothing.
I know, but they have pretty much said yeah, it is coming.
Oh, yeah, they said
They
it's coming. But
Yeah, they confirmed the leaks. They're like, yeah, I know we know it's leaked, but at this point, it's like, why lie?
yeah,
It's on its fucking way at some point.
but there's still so much to do in GTA 5 Online.
Yeah, I played the online mode quite a bit back in the
Mm,
day, but since like swapping consoles and moving
mm,
and losing like access to that particular save file or whatever, I've
mm.
lost character. And trying to start now in GTA Online in 2023 is damn near fucking impossible unless you're going to shell out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'd have to shell out real money.
Well, I mean, their highest viable shark card that they call them on
Mm,
GTA Online is like 65 quid.
yeah.
So
It-
if somebody wanted to, if they had the money, they could literally get the game, buy all the best shit, and then just sit there and nuke people from orbit, basically.
yeah, that's the thing. That's my only sort of niggle with it is that people like us can't afford to do that. Yet there's people out there
You
who
can.
can and do, just
Yeah.
like, well, any other game that you've got to have in-app purchases.
Yeah. See, I
Just
think
from
an online
surfing
game
through
like
the
that, online purchases should be limited to cosmetics only.
mm,
You want to spend real world money on a game, it should be something that doesn't give you an advantage in the game. It's to make your gun look pretty, to make your character look pretty,
yeah,
make your car look cool. It should be things like that. It shouldn't be, you know, give
super weapons.
Rockstar 50 quid of your fucking money. You can have a space laser that can kill anyone on the map whenever you want. Like
Mm,
it it's impossible to get into it now because of that paywall. And because people that have been there from the beginning who may not have bought any shark
mm,
cards whatsoever, they've been there from day one. They've got the resources in the game now where they can literally just spend 1 million quid a day and it makes no difference.
yeah.
They've been there that long. So maybe with the new game coming out, they're gonna start it over again with a GTA Online 2. I don't know. But
I think you'd have to.
yeah, at this point, new game, new map. Don't port in the old players and give them a bonus. Let people get on it from day one
Yeah,
and grind it out.
fresh.
Yeah. Pay for a game, get a game, as it used to be.
Yeah, yeah.
Not pay
I'll
for a
go with
game
that.
in installments till you're in your 90s.
Mm.
Not like that. No, 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 no.
We've outlined the games. We better talk about the controversies.
Oh, here we go. Oh, trying to stay clear of this one. We've been running for a while now. But the controversies, oh my God.
We got
Oh,
to talk about the controversies. So.
the parents' rights groups being up in arms about it,
Mm,
things like that. And as I said earlier in the episode, yeah, I was one of those kids that got my mum to rent it for me, right? But, and my mum even said this herself, God bless her, God rest her soul, that if you're the sort of parent that's going to rent out an 18 rated game for your kid to play, right? You made that choice as a parent to say that it was okay for them to see that content. So then you've
mm,
got no room to complain when your kids start copying
mm,
content. And it's kind of what I've stuck by my, my experiences as a parent. Like, look, I instill it in my kid that what you see and what you do on that screen, you would never do in real life.
Mm.
And she knows that. She knows that separation between the two. That's fantasy. This is reality.
Yeah, but she's got a good head and shoulders.
Yeah. Unfortunately, some kids just fucking don't, and some kids are just pure dicks who
Mm.
blame the game for their cuntish behavior when it wasn't really anything to do with the game.
America. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Terrible cough there. Terrible cough.
Yeah, terrible, terrible cough.
But yeah, I mean, come on. It's just a game.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, Rockstar have said so much themselves. They got took to court for slight little tangent, I guess. It's kind of connected. Manhunt
Yeah.
was the big one that because it was sort of a spin-off from GTA. Carcer City was the setting for Manhunt, and Carcer City had been mentioned in the GTA game, so it was like
Mm.
sort of a spin-off, sort of not. But
Yeah.
there's controversy about that because some young boy that played the game committed a murder, and police and parents put the two and two together. And even Rockstar said it was like, look, clearly had underlying mental health issues, and the game is rated 18 plus. He was a 16-year-old. The question we're asking the courts is why was a minor playing a game that was clearly not marketed towards them?
Mm-hmm.
And Rockstar have said on more than one occasion, it is their responsibility as a publisher, as a games developer, if they put that 18 rating on their game, once it's in the shops, it's out of their hands. It's then down to the moral obligation of the parents and the
Yeah.
people in the shop selling it to say whether or
Exactly.
not the kid can have it. And
Exactly.
I have seen examples in game shops. Sorry, weird tangent here, people.
Mm.
But I have seen I was in I'm going back a few years now, but I was in I think it was game in Tamworth.
Yeah.
Some little kid was pestering his mum for the most recent Call of Duty game. Went up to the till with his mum. She handed it over to the cashier. The cashier said, "Are you buying this for him?" She's like, "Yeah, it's my son." And she's like, "Well, as soon as you've told me that, I can't sell it to you.
Mm.
You've willingly just told me that you're giving a product that is aimed at 18 years of older. You're giving it to somebody under the age of 18. That would be like me selling you tobacco, knowing full well you're going to go and give it to a 15-year-old."
Yeah.
And I actually stood there in the queue and I was like, when you do that thing in your head where you do that silent,
Mm.
I was doing that in my head. I was like, fucking good on you. Because I can guarantee that mom would have been the first one to take the game back to the shop going, "Oh, I can't believe my son played this. It's full of all these bullets and guns and gore."
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, you bought it for him.
Yeah. Prick.
You thought it was okay for him. That's always been my argument. When these parents turn around and bitch about it,
Yeah.
it's like, well, did you buy it him? Yeah, well, then it's your fault. It's not his
Yeah.
fault for playing it. It's your fault for buying it him. You know,
Sorry, but everyone keeps calling out for GTA. Every time the new one comes out, oh, it needs to be banned. You're never going to ban it.
no, it's
370 million units plus.
yeah, it's not going to get banned because it's a fucking moneymaker. But you've also got to look at it on the lens of
Jeez.
it's fucking satire.
Mm.
The whole game franchise is a satire of the American dream.
Yeah.
Get rich by any fucking means possible. Don't matter who you fuck over on the way up. That's pretty much what the whole GTA games tells you.
Mm.
It's that crime fucking pays.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in our world nowadays, Trump. That's all I'm gonna fucking say.
Oh, yeah.
You want to see the real criminals in the fucking world?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking go look at Cheeto Face.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a weird rant about a fucking GTA game, but you get what we mean, people. It's a video game. Stop. Parents'
Jesus.
right. Stop poking at it.
Yeah. They're never going to ban it. It makes way too much money in VAT and tax.
Exactly.
It's never going to happen, folks. So just
voice actors
peace
in
with it.
payment. It keeps voice actors going. It keeps the games industry going.
It's one of the biggest British exports in the history of the world.
Yeah. I mean, as we said earlier, the original Grand Theft Autos were the first two were the reason to own a PlayStation.
Yeah.
These ones 3, Vice City, and San Andreas were the reason. And for a time, they did port it over to the Xbox. We did talk about it briefly earlier. But when these first come out, they were PlayStation only.
Hmm.
So these were the reason to own a fucking PS2. So the
Yeah.
amount of units of PlayStation 2s that got sold purely because of this,
Yeah.
I think Sony should give a big thank you to GTA.
Jesus.
Then again, Microsoft
Just a
as
bit.
well. I think all games companies, especially with the revolutionizing the 3D world with Grand Theft Auto 3. Every games developer
Revolutionizing.
now that makes a 3D open world should bow down at Rockstar and say thank you for
Yeah,
paving the fucking way. Because
exactly.
they did. We're getting very ranty here now. It's getting towards the end of the night, folks. We're getting very, very ranty.
This game literally changed the world,
Exactly. Exactly.
and that's why we're covering it.
Exactly. And I think on that, we've been going for about an hour now,
Mm,
our usual kind of time frame scale. But I think we're pretty much up to date and covered everything we can. Grand
yeah,
Theft
I mean,
Auto.
what do you want to see next from them?
Um, I'd like them to keep the multi-protagonist thing, where
Same,
it's more than one playable character. There are
same.
rumors that, and again, all rumors, but they are
Yeah, this is.
rumors that there's going to be a female playable character for the first time. Which,
Mm,
okay, representation, great, let's go for it. I'm quite happy to see that in it because it's something the franchise has never had.
mm,
It's how they're going to handle the character, not just as in terms of gameplay, but also in terms of writing.
yeah,
Because usually in the Grand Theft Auto games, women are wrote a very particular way. I don't want to.
yeah.
I mean, Vice City Candy sucks. That's all I'm saying.
Hmm.
They're usually wrote a particular kind of way. So, but I would like to see the multi-protagonist thing come back. I would definitely. I think what I'd like to see. This sounds really weird, right? I'd like to see almost like a multi-generational thing
Mm,
where you start off in, say, the 80s as, I don't know, the father character. And then as it gets into the 90s and the 2000s, you take over as the son of that person.
mm.
And it's almost like building an empire kind of thing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'd like to see that because then you've seen little hints of this in Red Dead Redemption where like it does like a time jump and things that were being built at the beginning in Red Dead Redemption 2, when it gets to the time jump at the end, it's all built and it looks nice and shiny and everything. And you're like, so to see like a city like Vice City go from the 80s aesthetic we're used to into a more modern aesthetic, but slowly over the course of the game, like
Mm,
jumping a couple of years here and there, building more buildings, making the city bigger, so you get more and more to explore. Much like in the original games where you'd start off with a little bit of the map and you
yeah,
had to work your way around it. Bring back that, but work it into the mechanic as it's happening through the years. I'd love to see something like that.
yeah,
But
that'd be really cool.
but it's Rockstar. We'll have to wait and see. But I would like to see the return of the multi, even if it's just down to 2 characters that you swap between. I'd be fine with that.
Mm, yeah,
But yeah,
it does extend the story.
it does. It does.
It extends playing hours.
Yeah, and like I
Definitely.
said, you can go back to the missions and play it as the other character you didn't play as and see what
Yeah,
they go through on that mission. There
I'd like to see return to do. I'd like to see him do London again.
was rumors after Vice City
Mm,
that they were going to kind of rejig the London one and make it a 3D one, but that never happened.
no, no, I'd like a modern day GTA game, but in London.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't, for me, it wouldn't even have to be London. You could set it in England and make it like much like they've done with the previous games, where it's a stylized version of like New York or Los
Mm,
Angeles or, you know, something like that, even if it was stylized London. Like,
mm, yeah,
London off of wish.com. It looks like London, but it's not quite.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it then. What would you like to see?
Yeah. What would I like to say?
What would you like to see in the future from GTA?
I was going to say more multi-protagonists, set it in London, or just have international travel.
That could be interesting. That could
Then
be,
you get another map.
yeah, because they did toy with that on the online mode, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah, because you can do KO Para.
Yeah, that was it. So yeah, I think you could be onto something that maybe they're testing the
Mm,
waters with something like that.
I see.
It's all rumor and speculation, people.
Rockstar, hit me up. I'm available for employment.
Yes, same here.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me working in a mask. And occasionally my own.
Don't mind me working from home drunk. Yeah, great.
But yeah, okay then. So that's
I think that will do us. It's
it.
been a, it's been a lovely series too.
It has. I was just going to say, I think all we have left to do now is say our
Fantastic.
thank yous to everyone that's watched.
Yes, thank you to
Go on.
thank you for watching. Thanks to our guests that we've had on.
Oh yeah, thank you for that. Oh, wonderful.
So big shout out to Eric and Julia.
Oh yeah, that dream come true. That interview really, really well.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
definitely up there in the top 5 moments. It definitely is.
Yeah,
Definitely is. But I
yeah.
just want to say thank you to everyone that supported us this far. We will be back with season 3. We are going to mix things up a little bit. We may or may not be bringing in a part-time co-host. We will have to wait and see on that one. But I think that's it. So, Guy, do you want to do your sign out, my friend?
Yeah. So you have been watching Miss Violet, and I've been the Random Man, and we will see you in the future.
See you in a couple of months, everyone. Remember, if you can't be good, be twisted. Don't get mad, baby. Get sadistic. See you in a few months. Mwah. Bye.
Take care, everybody. Bye bye.
We have such sights to show you. You solved the box. We came. Now you must come with us. Taste our pleasures. Oh, no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.